All right, there is gameplay in this video. If you want to skip the commentary in the beginning, just go to about 6 minutes and wait, and it should roll, okay? Okay, guys, I'm gonna try to make this quick. This is gonna be a series in which it's live commentary as I'm playing. It was my first crack at it here, as far as a finished product. And after listening to it, I noticed that the volume on my mic was really low, and I apologize for that. Usually, because I'm more of like a perfectionist, I would just delete the entire gameplay and just go do another one. But the material, as far as things you can learn while watching this video, I thought were, I thought it was so much in it as far as things you could learn from it that I thought the positives outweighed the negatives as far as the mic volume. So there's a lot to learn here. Granted, you won't be able to hear what I'm saying probably because the volume was so low on my mic. But if you can't glean any information from what I'm saying, at least just watch the video and watch what I'm doing. As far as my turret setup, my movement is key in here. Watch how I move around as I'm taking damage. Watch how I hug corners to avoid dying. I want you to watch how I set up teleporter. My first teleporter is more of a mercy res. It's not designed to get my entire team back. A lot of people do things like set up TP with the motive in mind that they want the entire team to use the teleporter when no, a lot of people take that the wrong way. They think their line of thinking on that is the wrong way. And when they're thinking that they want the entire team back, it is with that line of thinking that they go somewhere to go set up teleporter. Okay. And what they don't understand is you're actually kind of hurting the team in a lot of ways in different scenarios when you do that. When I set up teleporter, I want you to rewind it back 20 seconds and think to yourselves, in this scenario, had I have ran somewhere to go set up a hidden teleporter, try to think of how much value I would get out of that teleporter. Okay. I think if I recall correctly, our Reinhardt died and we were getting a lot of pressure on the point. And I believe I was internally counting when he died. I always count when teammates die, not always, but most of the time. So when I get to 10 or 11 or 12, you want to set up teleporter. It doesn't matter where you're at because it's a mercy res. Okay. Yeah, the TP, when I set up the TP in this case, you'll see it. I set up TP knowing it's going to get destroyed. However, I set it up in a way in which I know that I'm going to get the value that I need out of it. That's what it's all about. I set it up because I want a tank back. Think about Mercy 1.0 when she's setting up TP. Not setting up TP. Mercy 1.0 when she has her ult. When she res two of your guys, your teammates were happy with it. They were fine with it. Okay, they weren't mad at the Mercy for resing two guys in Mercy 1.0. Well, take that line of thinking with your sim. If you get two people back with your teleporter and then it gets destroyed, don't be mad that your teleporter got destroyed. You got the value that you needed out of it. You got two people back. It's a Mercy 1.0 res, okay? I'm trying to think of what else is in the video. Also in this video, you will see, I don't know if you'll be able to hear it, but I called out the enemy team composition before they even came out of spawn. And that's due to me always checking the enemy team composition tendency picks. You as a sim, you must always do that to maximize your value as far as your turret configuration. Okay, you want to have your turret set up in a way in which it will help your team in the most possible way. See, you won't set up your turrets the same way you would against, if you know they're running a death ball, you're not going to set up an egg nest turret configuration. And if they're running a supreme divey comp, you wouldn't set up a car wash or a death box to counter that comp. Okay, that's why you need to know, you need to have a firm idea of what they're going to run before they run it. Okay, so you will see me, I don't know if you'll be able to hear me, but you'll be able to hear me say I think they're going to run a Sombra, a Winston, just a heavy dive, and then what do you know, they come out and dive. They ended up running a Winston, a Sombra, a Tracer, a Genji, a Mora, and a Widow. I mean, that's just supreme mobility. Okay, a lot of people will switch off Sim or think Sim is not optimal in that case, but that can be further from the truth on certain maps, okay? Especially Hanamura point A. I want you to see how I set up my turret configuration before they come out. I set up an egg nest. Okay, when they're running supreme dive, you really don't want to set up turrets on their side of the choke to gain ult charge, because you want to have all 6 available for your team, because all that mobility is going to be flying on your side of the choke, and your turrets have far more value on your side of the choke than it does spamming for ult charge in the beginning, because you're going to need it when they dive into your team. Okay. I'm trying to think of something else that was in the video. There's a lot in the video. It's just no way for me to remember it all. So I think I'm just gonna go ahead and roll it, and just try to see what I do as far as movement when I'm taking damage. Also, my second teleporter, I set it up, and you'll see a Genji try to attack it. Now you gotta have awareness. The Genji's going to drop down, and I want you to see what I do. You watch how I don't chase the Genji. Guys. Also watch how I don't chase in the beginning in a lot of different ways with Sombras and Tracers attacking our backline and the point. I mean, it's just way too much to talk, so I'll just go ahead and roll it, okay? Hope you learned something, and keep simming. My wife's not here. It's nice and quiet, so I figured I'd start a series where I speak during the match, so I can give you a look at what I do during the match. First of all, I check my team. Looks like we do have a support main that plays Ana or Zen, so I'll the true enemy of humanity check over here, and they're going to run heavy dive. This is the home. So we already got a pretty good idea of what they're going to run. So we are going to set up to deal with that. Order will be restored. Okay. We have a Mercy. I like the comp. I like the comp. Usually, if I know that they're going to run a death ball, I would set up a death box on that side, but being that they're going to run a heavy dive, look at that. Look at that, Widow and Monkey. So I'm going to set up an egg nest, and they're going to run Sombra. So this is the dive pad where the Monkey will dive. And Sombra's going to be back here trying to hack our Ryan and everybody else. I should be on that side spamming for, you see the Sombra? There's the Widow. Watch it there. And we have a good Hanzo. And there's the Tracer. So, Tracer, oh, look at that heavy down. Oh, I like it. Let's go. Oh, got more. Just trace it back here, and our team can deal with that. Good thing about these turrets is that our guys can't be hacked in it because they'll be taking damage. She's back up there. Not my problem. See, she likes to get on the point and hack. So we'll leave something for in place. Tracer up there. Reset that up. Our team should be able to deal with that. That's Hanzo out. We're all here. My sentry was destroyed. Instancing photon barrier. Delegator online. So our hog. Hog's back. We got 3 of our guys back. I want my shield so I can be more aggressive. Right. Did they change? No, they didn't. All right. There's so much to talk about, but it's just like it's hard to do while I'm trying to concentrate. There's Tracer up top right. they change anything? No.
Protect the teleporter.
Genji getting that.
Creating a barrier. Raksha Pranali Samriddhi.
Just let it be destroyed. I don't know what this guy's doing. Leave it alone.
My teleporter has been destroyed.
Just let it be
Way
destroyed.
is closed.
Got her.
I am on
And we got the
fire.
Genji.
Turret in
We only
place.
got one turret we gotta set up here. We only got one turret left. So we replenish. Sombra probably has ult somewhere.
Prakash se jivan mein.
Okay. We have 2 ults. Sombra
My
right there.
ultimate
My
is
turret was
almost
destroyed.
ready. Try some back.
30 seconds remaining.
Down.
Do not let up. Victory will soon be ours. I could look
I can't kill her. Good job, Mercy.
10 seconds.
Can't kill her. About to have ult, so.
Sentry turret clear. I will watch over my defenses.
I'm gonna set up. Oh no, Ryan. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Teleporter online. Let's get back in the fight.
I don't want to drop down.
My teleporter is online.
See that? If I would have dropped down, he may have gotten it. That's how you play some.